Okay, when I go to mount, I'll ask her to go where I'd like her to be, or sometimes I'll get there first, but her job is to move to where I want her to be. I'm not going to move the block to her. I'm going to move her to wherever I want her to get on. And it might be the fence, or it might be, a mounting block, or it might be a barrel. She's always been really good about standing still when you get on, but that's one thing we want to make sure that we do is just let them stand for a little bit. No, 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 no. Okay, when I ask her to move, it won't be to go forward, it'll be do something different. I'll ask her to move her front end this way. And the way I did that was I took my right rein and just opened the door, made sure my left rein was not pulling on her, and I invited with my leg over on my left side. Kind of bumped her a little bit. Coming back towards Casey, towards the camera. Opposite thing. Now she started walking forward that time because she was leaning a little bit to the forward. So I can back her up half a step, ask her to step over again. And then we can walk off. Okay, my disengaging, in the beginning I was exaggerating quite a bit, lifting the rein pretty high, but now we're working on, refining that a little bit, so I'm just barely lifting the rein a little bit, asking with my leg, releasing with every attempt, releasing the rein pressure, releasing the leg, and if I want more, I ask a second or a third, or however many times I want to get that rear end moving around while the front end basically stays. This is her bad direction. I don't know if it's because of teeth or because of body issues, but she's never really liked, and she tries to pull her head back and nose goes out. She's never really liked disengaging in that direction, so I think there's something physical going on that. Walking off, I want to make sure she has a loose rein. I'm not holding her into the direction I want her to go. If I want to turn, I squeeze, use my inside leg back, my outside leg forward, but I release everything and then ask again if I want her to go farther. So I'm using my rein several times in a row, but I'm not trying to hold her there. That's the important thing. Do a lot of bending one direction and bending the other, asking her to bend. It's mainly just finger action now. I don't have to get a whole lot bigger with her. Exhale to stop and just lift the reins a little bit. Not pulling on her, but lifting. If that didn't stop her, I'd go to one rein and bend her. But I'll wait until she stops. I'm not using anything except just a lateral bend. And when she stops and gets soft, there, then I'll release for her. I don't feel like we need to pull them all the way around to our knee. That kind of throws them off balance and also can make them rubberneck. So I don't want to do that. I ask her to back up. I just lift my reins a little bit, and I may use one rein and then the other, or I may just think about backing up. And she backs up. I want to side pass this barrel. I really need to have her front feet closer to the barrel, so I'll back her like a half a step. And then since we haven't started side passing, just straight side pass yet, it's moving the front end, moving the rear end. Those are the two things she's already learned how to do. Later on, you can kind of put it together, but don't want to put it together just yet. She's not quite ready for that. But I'll ask that rear end to move a little bit. Good. And now the front end to move a little bit. And we're just zigzagging back and forth in the same spot. We're not going anywhere else. No. No, this won't do. Front end. And now rear end. And let her stand. That took a while, so we'll let her stand for a little while. She's chewing and licking on it. That's good. But by taking our time and just letting her sort it out, it makes it easier for the next time. May not get it done very fast this time, but it'll make it easier for the next time. Front end, rear end. Front end, and we're off the barrel. Okay, lots of ground pole work would be good for it. It helps develop those hindquarters again. They have to pick their legs up to go over the poles instead of just tripping over them and bumbling. They have to watch. And we don't look down at the poles. We want to look up at the path that we're going. And again, inside leg back, outside leg forward, and the rein to bend her, but don't try to hold her in position. Inside leg back, outside leg forward. Squeeze and release to keep her, bending the way you want her to bend, but you're not holding her on the bend. And that was completely foreign to me because I had ridden English, and using my legs this way was foreign to me too, because the English people didn't teach it that way. So I've started doing it like this, and I found it does work a whole lot better. So I've tried to adopt it, but it's something you have to train yourself to do too. Okay, a lot of the time when I want to ask for a little bit more gait out of her, I'll start maybe out here going towards something, because sometimes I don't want to be trying to hold her into the gate, and I don't want her just flying on down, going faster and faster. So if I have something that I'm aiming towards, that gives me something that can help slow her down if we're going faster than I want, without me having to pull and jerk on her. So I'm going to ask her to pick up a little bit faster speed. And we'll just start around the round pin. out of whatever speed she's in pretty easily without having to do any pulling on her. Just quit riding, exhale, sit down, and maybe lift one rein a little bit. Going around the ram pen, if I'll use my inside leg back, my outside leg forward, especially if she's starting to drift or get too close or something, but the inside rein, again, kind of bumping her back if she starts heading out away from the fence or drifting a little bit. That wasn't as good as sometimes she's done, but we haven't done very much to warm up yet. But we come out, and I'm not asking for a lot of gait at one time. I'd rather do a lot of transitions and ask for a change when she's doing it right. So if I start down the road here, I use this deeper sand to help her maintain her gait and keep it a little bit slowed down. But I only do it for a little bit. Ask her to stop. I lifted the reins about a ½ inch and just quit riding, and she stopped. Ask her to back, just lift the reins a little bit. I don't want the head ducking down, so I'll bump her back up if she starts ducking. Move the front end across. And walk off. We'll zigzag the barrels. Changing my legs. Changing her bend as we start going towards another barrel. Change right there. Ask for a little bit more speed, but again, I don't want to hold her into it. That's good enough.